Hey, so I'm snowed in this weekend, so I don't have the chance to see Fences or Elle, the latter of which we just got this weekend. So I'm just going to talk about the Golden Globes and what I think will happen tomorrow night. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, so I'm just going to stick to the film side of things. And yeah, let's see how this goes. First up, we have Foreign Language Feature, and the nominees there are Devine from France, Elle from France, Neruda from Chile, The Salesman from Iran and France, and Tony Erdmann from Germany. I think Elle's going to win here, basically because Isabelle Huppert is also nominated for Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama. Tony Erdmann could win here, but I think the movie that more people know is going to be the winner here. Next up, we have Best Original Song, and the nominees there are Can't Stop the Feeling from Trolls, City of Stars from La La Land, Faith from Sing, Gold from Gold, and How Far I'll Go from Moana. And I think How Far I'll Go is going to pull off the upset here. I know the general expectation is for City of Stars from La La Land to win, but I do think Moana will win here because Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote that song by himself, and I think the Golden Globes are going to want to further the narrative that he can win the EGOT this year. I don't think it will end up happening because I do think La La Land will end up taking the Oscar for Audition, The Fools Who Dream, but I think the Golden Globes are going to want to do their part, and also that frees up the animated feature category to possibly go to something else, which leads into the next category, which is, of course, animated feature. The nominees there are Kubo and the Two Strings, Moana, My Life as a Zucchini, Sing, and Zootopia. Zootopia feels like the winner here. It's the big one with the critics, and Moana could pull off an upset here just because it's the most recent of them, other than Sing, which, no. But I do think Zootopia will be the ultimate winner here. Then we have Best Original Score, and the nominees there are Nicholas Britell for Moonlight, Justin Hurwitz for La La Land, Johan Johansson for Arrival, Dustin O'Halloran and Hauschka for Lion, and Hans Zimmer for Rob Williams and Benjamin Wallfisch for Hidden Figures. I think La La Land will win here. I think that's going to be the big sweep of Golden Globes nights. It looks like it's going to win the Oscar for Best Picture. I think any of these could win, but I do think Hurwitz has the upper hand here. Then we have Best Screenplay, and the nominees there are Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Tom Ford for Nocturnal Animals, Barry Jenkins for Moonlight, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, and Taylor Sheridan for Hell or High Water. La La Land for a writing award seems a little unlikely, even if it's the big winner overall at the Globes. I think Manchester by the Sea will win here. I do think the Golden Globes are going to want to give it something, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with it in other categories, which I'll get to in a minute, but I do think it's pretty safe for the win here. The nominees for Best Director are Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Tom Ford for Nocturnal Animals, Mel Gibson for Hacksaw Ridge, and Barry Jenkins for Moonlight, and Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea. Damien Chazelle, La La Land, it feels like a done deal. Barry Jenkins could win for Moonlight. Even Mel Gibson could pull off an upset if the Golden Globes are feeling like doing that. I don't think they will, but it's in the realm of possibility. But I think Chazelle is the obvious choice here. Then we have Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture. The nominees there are Mahershala Ali for Moonlight, Jeff Bridges for Hell or High Water, Simon Helberg for Florence Foster Jenkins, Dev Patel for Lion, and Aaron Taylor Johnson for Nocturnal Animals. Mahershala Ali has been sweeping these Critics Awards. I don't see the Golden Globes doing much to change that. Bridges feels like a possible upset. Dev Patel, if Lion were stronger, if Lion were stronger on the awards trail, then I think Patel could be a possible upset. Aaron Taylor Johnson came out of nowhere, and Simon Helberg basically got in because Hugh Grant was campaigned in the lead category. So I think Ali is the clear choice here. And then we have Best Supporting Actress. The nominees there are Viola Davis for Fences, Naomi Harris for Moonlight, Nicole Kidman for Lion, Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures, and Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea. Viola Davis feels like she's going to win here. She's going to win SAG and Oscar, I'm pretty sure. The Golden Globes I'm not as sure about because there were at least 2 times in the past where it looked like she was going to win and they passed her over for other talent. But the stars are aligning for her to win the Oscar this year. It feels like a done deal already. I think the Globes will follow suit, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of an upset from someone like Michelle Williams or maybe even Nicole Kidman, even though I think it would mean little, if anything, in the overall picture. Then we have Best Actor in a Motion Picture Comedy or Musical. The nominees there are Colin Farrell for The Lobster, Ryan Gosling for La La Land, Hugh Grant for Florence Foster Jenkins, Jonah Hill for War Dogs, and Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool. I heard that Jonah Hill had a lot of love for that War Dogs performance, so that nomination isn't terribly surprising, I guess. It's still kind of weird. The Ryan Reynolds nomination for me came out of nowhere, almost. I heard a lot of people rumbling about it at the last minute. He, of course, was everywhere at the Critics' Choice Awards, which were presented by Entertainment Weekly, and Entertainment Weekly also gave him Entertainer of the Year, even though Deadpool is the one thing that he really did this year, and Deadpool came out, I believe, in March? Came out in the first half of the year, and Entertainer of the Year usually goes to somebody who's prevalent in the industry throughout the entire year, and Reynolds had that one thing, so... But... it ended up him getting the Golden Globe nomination. A lot of people are talking about him winning, especially in light of that Writers Guild of America nomination earlier in the week. I don't see it happening. I think if anyone's going to upset, it's going to be Hugh Grant for Florence Foster Jenkins. I believe they've nominated him 4 times in this exact category, but I do think Ryan Gosling will continue the La La Land train, and he'll pull off a no surprise to anyone win here. Then we have Best Actress in a Comedy or a Musical. And the nominees there are Annette Bening for 20th Century Women, Lily Collins for Rules Don't Apply, Haley Steinfeld for The Edge of 17, Emma Stone for La La Land, and Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. Emma Stone, she's probably going to win the Oscar. I can't see her losing here. Meryl Streep is a possible alternative, just because it's Meryl Streep, but she's also winning the Cecil B. DeMille Award, and I think the Golden Globes are just going to kind of leave it at that for this year. Annette Bening is another possibility, but she missed out at the Screen Actors Guild Awards. And if the Golden Globes do give her the win, it would be sending an obvious message, but I'm not sure that message is really going to go anywhere, so I think Emma Stone is pretty safe for the win here. Then we have Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. The nominees there are Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea, Joel Edgerton for Loving, Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge, Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic, and Denzel Washington for Fences. I think Washington's going to win here. He directed Fences. He starred in the Broadway revival of it a few years ago. I think they're going to want to give the movie more than just supporting actress. Even though the movie didn't get in for Best Motion Picture Drama, I do feel that Washington will have a large pull here. Although Casey Affleck is the arguable frontrunner for the Academy Award, because the critics are throwing awards to that performance left and right. As for possibility of a win beyond either of them, maybe Andrew Garfield. I don't see that happening. That would be pretty bad. But yeah, I think Denzel Washington wins here, though Casey Affleck is, by conventional standards, the frontrunner here. Then we have Best Actors in a Motion Picture Drama. We have Amy Adams for Arrival, Jessica Chastain for Miss Sloane, Isabelle Huppert for Elle, Ruth Negga for Loving, and Natalie Portman for Jackie. I would have seen all of these, but, snow, so I didn't get to see all this weekend, unfortunately. But this is a fairly solid lineup. I really like Jessica Chastain and Miss Sloane, even though that movie really didn't take off. Natalie Portman is, by conventional standards, the frontrunner here, and I do deep down believe she's going to win here, but I'm going to be that guy and predict Amy Adams to win here, simply because I believe she has a very strong overdue narrative. And if she loses at the Academy Awards this year, which she probably unfortunately will, she'll join the Biggest Losers Club among women. And I think the Golden Globes might feel like pulling something out of their hat that's really a huge surprise, and this might be the way they do it. I don't know, of course they might give Ryan Reynolds the Golden Globe for Deadpool as their big surprise this year, so you never know. Then we have Best Motion Picture Drama, and the nominees are Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight. I didn't get around to seeing Hell or High Water, I'm ashamed to say, but I have seen all the other ones, and Hacksaw Ridge and Lion are the ones that feel most like Golden Globe movies, but Manchester by the Sea and Moonlight are the ones that have possibilities of winning at the Oscars. Moonlight has a stronger lead right now, and I think Moonlight will pull off the win here, even though it doesn't seem like something the Golden Globe voters would usually go for. but it is a big hit with the critics, and I believe they're going to want to give it a boost. They're going to give credence to the Moonlight versus La La Land narrative that's been building, which of course leads into Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. The nominees there are 20th Century Women, Deadpool, Florence Foster Jenkins, La La Land, and Sing Street. La La Land, again, could be a Golden Globe sweeper. It feels like an obvious choice for this category especially. It's the only movie here that feels like has a realistic shot at getting in for Best Picture at the Oscars. Florence Foster Jenkins could sneak in there, maybe even 20th Century Women if... Okay, never mind. So what'd you think of my video? Let me know in the comments or on Twitter at 202Chicago. What you think of my predictions, what you think of my video. This is my first time doing this, so fingers crossed that this goes well. Thanks for watching either way, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.